Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we're about to start our Ghusl workshop. If everyone would like to quickly grab some refreshments over there. We've got tea, coffee, some Ambala savouries as well. So please grab, if you haven't, please grab something, inshallah.
At the beginning, I'm just going to talk about what happens when someone passes away. When someone passes away at home or in a hospital, the first thing you must do, straighten the body out straight away. If they're still alive, just tell them to read the kalma all the time. Unfortunately, 3 weeks ago, my mother passed away at home. And obviously, my sister was there in Leicester. I got the call at 10 to 8. She's breathing very heavy. I said, I'm on my way. By the time I got downstairs, she'd already passed away. So I told her, straighten her out, arms by her side, close her mouth, close her eyes. Put a rumal around there if you can. If not, then it's okay. Close the legs, put the arms by the sides. A lot of people I've seen go there, they keep the pillow under the head, they say, oh, they might feel comfortable. No, it's not the case. Straighten the body out completely, because sometimes when I've gone there and they've left a pillow overnight, and I've picked up the body, and the head is still standing up like that, because they've left pillows underneath there. It's not the sunnah way of doing anything, but you take the pillows away, straighten the body out. Next question is that you need to get hold of, if it's a home death, the GP. Weekend deaths, you might have to wait till Monday, but if you know the GP personally, you can get in contact with them. They need to certify the death. Your funeral director can come there, pick the body up, take it to the masjid or the ghusl place, and get ready for the janazah. Main purpose of every janazah is paperwork. The green burial order is needed straight away, okay? Without that, you cannot bury anyone here in this country. The Gardens of Peace and other graveyards, Gardens for Doors and whatever, they require the green burial order before they book the grave for you. If you don't have it, it's first come, first serve. Lately, at Gardens of Peace, they've been very busy. Winter time is the most busiest time in the whole year. 7 burials they're doing a day. They're doing 2 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. If you miss that slot, you have to wait for the next day if you want to go to that certain graveyard. There's other graveyards that will just do like 1 burial day, Gardens for Doors. They're getting busy, but not as busy as Gardens of Peace. Everyone knows Gardens of Peace. That's why everyone wants to go there. Okay, so once you've got the burial order, then you can start arranging the funeral. Tell the family that this is the process. The ghusl is going to be at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whenever. You do the ghusl. Men ghusl, 45 minutes max. Ladies ghusl, 1 hour to 2 hours. Just in life, ladies take longer in anything anyway. You all know it, we're all married, we all got sisters and mothers and whatever. When they go in the bathroom, I'll be 10 minutes. They're there for, Allah knows best, yeah? I'll go into the shower for Jummah, I'm in, I'm out in 10 minutes, done, okay? Same for the deceased as well, okay? After Asr, we'll go through the process of the ghusl, what happens, whatever, but the main purpose of this first function of the talk is about the paperwork. I tell every family, make up a WhatsApp group, get all your brothers and sisters involved, put them all on the group, put me in there as well as your funeral director. Instead, everyone will phone up that person, when's the funeral, when's the funeral? They're going to get 110 questions asked about who's doing it, what time is it. We don't know yet until we got the burial order. So once I make up the WhatsApp group, I'll have a set text ready for them to send out. Ghusl at so-and-so time at this masjid. Janazah after Dhuhr time. Everyone thinks, Janazah has to be prayed after Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib. No. Janazah can be prayed at any time. Yeah, even all the way up to Maghrib and Isha as well. There's no issue. People think, oh, we have to pray Dhuhr first, then do the Janazah. Now, Gardens of Peace are telling people 5 slots for the afternoon burial is full. You can have a 10 o'clock slot and an 11 o'clock slot. That means you're not praying no salah before the Janazah. Some people pray Janazah the night before, take it to the burial ground 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock the next day. Or go there, pray the Janazah there and do the burial at the same time. convenient for all the family is to go to one place and do everything in one place. Makes it convenient for everyone. But everyone's saying, no, he used to pray at this masjid, he used to pray at that masjid, we want to go there, so and so and so. Whatever you want to do, your funeral director should be cooperative with you and have all your needs set out for you. There's no like, oh, we want to go here, and he can't say to you, no, you're going like, I'll give you suggestions, I'll give you the best ideas, the best whatever. If you don't agree, you tell me, I'll change whatever you want as long as it meets our time for everything that we need to do. The slot at Gardens of Peace on the afternoon times are like from 2 o'clock. Now the sun sets at 4 o'clock. From 2 o'clock to 3:30 is the last burial. So they'll give you a time slot. No one gets there on time. I was there a couple of weeks ago. I got there, I was the first one there. I got there at 2 o'clock. We did the burial at 4 o'clock. The family said, we're waiting for this person, we're waiting for that person. And when you're waiting and waiting, I'm not saying, oh, I'm pushing you. The Gardens of Peace will push you because they have the grave ready for you. If that grave collapses, that grave is gone. That's £4,000 for them, gone. So they're always telling you your time slot is your time slot. But if someone comes before you and you're not ready, they'll take the next person on, next person on. We waited till 4 o'clock. And unfortunately, the family was just waiting for a friend of a friend of a friend, just so he can come and see the burial take place. But you know what? At the end of the day, the family are in very, very sensitive mood, time, whatever. So you just say, yes, I'll wait for you, I'll wait for you, I'll wait for you. But then there is a limit, okay? But then at the end of the day, we have to, whatever the family want, we try to help them out as much as we can. So my mother passed away. I went to Leicester, I picked her up. I found up Gardens of Peace. I said, I want the burial on Wednesday at 2:30. This is fine. I didn't have the paperwork at that time because they knew that my mother was end of life care as well. So we knew we were expecting it. I was away the week before. I told my family, if anything happens to any of our family, meaning my mother, and I'm not getting there, you bury my mother. These are the 3 numbers you need to ring: the masjid, the graveyard, and my funeral director, who's going to take anything charge when I'm not there. I said to them, if anything happens and I'm away, you carry on. You do not wait for anyone. People say, oh, she's coming from Pakistan, she's coming from America. What are they going to come and do? They just want to see the face. Yeah, that's all they want to do. They're not going to make it any easier for them. Bury your dead as soon as possible. As soon as possible. The only way you're waiting, if it's a coroner case, if it's going to go on to the police investigation, if it's going on suspicious death, whatever, if someone dies at home and you can't get the paperwork for a couple of days, they're phoning me up, please brother help. I can't help. The coroners are the police of death. They're right up here. Whatever they do and whatever they say, you have to just listen to them. When they're phoning me up, you must have a contact. I've got contacts with all the funeral. I've been doing this job now 15 years. So I know all the coroners and they know me personally as well, because before you used to see them face to face. Now, emails. Not many of them take telephone calls, it's just emails. So you can't even phone them up and say, what's happening with this case? Friday to Monday, a lot of deaths happen during that time. The coroners will have a list of everyone. Jews and Muslims are priority to them, because why? We want to bury our dead as soon as possible. Once we do that, the English people, they wait 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. They have to get the priest, the church, all the paperwork, cremation, whatever. Their timing has to be like all these people. Here you're just dealing with me and you, coroners. Once they give you a number, case number, you tell them the case so-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, they'll tell you, coroner case, they're doing investigation. Post-mortem. Post-mortem, we tell people we can do an MIR scan. MIR scan is the body goes through a machine, comes out the other end, they give you the cause for death in 5 minutes. You don't have to cut up the body, you don't have to take out all the organs, dissect it and find out how they died, brain hemorrhage, heart attack, lung disease, diabetes, whatever. That's all they want to know, the cause of death, yeah? Once they know the cause of death, they will give you the paperwork. So that post-mortem, we tell them, I tell every family, we do not want a post-mortem. We are willing to pay for the scan and this is our funeral director. He will do all the transportation. For the scan in Oxford, £1,200. They've opened a new MI scan at Waltham Forest, Coroners. It's free of charge at the moment, but there is charges for anyone out of that borough. So I did a funeral last week for brothers from Harrow. I got a call last minute, can you please take the body from one place, from Northwick Park Hospital to Walthamstow? They closed at 3:30. I phoned her up at 3:20. I said, family just phoned me. The scan's taking place tonight. She goes, you know we close at 3:30. For the first time in 15 years, she waited for me. I left here. I got to Harrow at 4:30. She waited for me, and she never waits. She goes, I'll wait for you because the scan's at 6 o'clock. Took the body from there, took it to Walthamstow, and I had to be there at 6 o'clock. I got there 7:15. So even they waited. Because obviously the time scale is about traffic. When you're leaving here at 3 o'clock and you've got the school traffic, whatever traffic you're going to get, nightmare. I told her I'll be there 4 o'clock. I got there 4:30. And I said to her straight away, I'm really sorry. She goes, don't worry, I'll do it for you this time. But then obviously next time I go there, I'll take her a box of chocolate, I'll take her some sweet or whatever, just to thank her. Because at the end of the day, the family are panicking. There was no funeral director that was going to do this at that last minute. And then I said, I'll make one call. That one call and the pleas and whatever. I made it happen for the family. Went to, what's the name? They paid almost £2,000 for the scan. That's at Waltham Forest. So £1,200 to take to Oxford, you would have got the result that night. Took it to Waltham Forest on Thursday night, I think it was. No, Wednesday night. Thursday did the scan. I got the paperwork at 10 o'clock. The burial was at 2 o'clock. The graveyard at Carpenter's Park said, sorry, you've missed the deadline. You have to do this funeral burial on Saturday. Family had to pay an extra £1,000 for the grave. £8,000 they paid for the grave. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's what the family wanted. And they wanted it as soon as possible. Because of the coroner and the scan, it didn't happen in time. I tried to pull every string I could, just tell them, wait, I'm going to get the paperwork, Got the paperwork 10:30. They said, you missed it by 1 hour. I said, please, can you do it? She goes, no, because the grave has to be dug, everything has to be done. It never got done. So anyway, Alhamdulillah, it got done on Saturday. Family was happy afterwards, whatever. But then obviously the cost was we lost Friday, we lost the Jummah, whatever. But the thing is, it happened on Saturday. So paperwork is the most important part of any funeral. Once you got that, then you're ready to go with everything. So I'm telling the family, you must be here at 9:30 for the Ghusl. For men, I've told you it takes half an hour, 45 minutes max. Most of you have done Ghusls with me before, most of you haven't. It's a straightforward case. We'll do all the demonstration afterwards. We've got a volunteer who wants to be the dummy. He'll be here in a minute. I'm going to lay him out on the trolley. I'm going to go to the hospital to pick him up. All I'm going by, if it's a man, woman, I've never seen this person before. Name tag, Mr. Muhammad Sheikh. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for. That on my paperwork and that on the wristband on the deceased. That's all I'm looking for. If it's a woman, I'm not covering her body up or anything. All I'm looking at is the wristband. Bibi Sheikh, I'm looking at Bibi Sheikh, that's the one. They check it, I check it, date of birth, date of death, hospital number. Once I have all of that, I write it down that I've picked up Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so. I sign, they sign, that we all check, double check, because I don't want to be going back to a masjid or anywhere else with the wrong body. COVID time, it was unbelievable. I never saw, all I was looking was a wristband on top of the body bag. One brother said, pulled me over, he goes, how do you know that's my dad? And I said, you know what, I don't know. He said, pull your van over. And at that time, he said, I want to see my dad. And I said, no, you can't see him because at that time, everything was covered. All was in a body bag. That time we did Tayammum first. Then the Sheikh said, no, you have to do a Ghusl. Even just throwing water over the body, at least do some kind of preparation. Camphor water, Ghusl, whatever. Then afterwards it was, you have your own team. I had about 10 brothers ready at any time. That time I was doing 4 funerals a day. Guard of the Peace were doing 20 burials a day. 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon. It was real. And the first time it hit us, they were holding back only 4 funerals a day. Backlog. Once they got that backlog, there was bodies everywhere. So when that brother said to me, how do you know that's my dad? I don't know who your dad is. So he said, pull your van over. And at that time, my heart was just like, if it's the wrong person, what am I going to do? I pulled the van over, I walked to the side, and I was just like sweating. He uncovered, he looked at his dad, and he said, that's my dad. I said, okay, Alhamdulillah. We covered him back up, went to Garden Peace, did the burial. By that time, there was a lot of mistakes happening, because obviously there was bodies just like, when I was going to mortuary, there was bodies everywhere. And the thing is, you know, when people saying that, oh, it's a myth, it wasn't. It was absolutely, it was quite horrifying, really. I was crying to people that I can't do washing. They said, no, we want our dad wash. There's one funeral director said, I'm doing washing. So I just said, this is the number, ring him up, let him carry on. Allah knows what he was doing. That's up to between him and Allah at the end of the day. Because this job, you know, you have to have, the family has to have trust in who? You. Because they're trusting you with everything. From the word come and the word go. Whatever they want us to do, we have to do. But that time, it was very, very difficult. I was leaving my house 6 o'clock in the morning, because there was no traffic, because there was nothing anywhere. I was going north, south, east, west, up, all the way to Scotland. Manchester, I was picking bodies up from everywhere. But then at that time, because there was no traffic, it was easy. But nowadays, when you got traffic on the road now, even just for me pick one body up from South London, it's taking me 2 hours. Then I've got to get back to the preparation, get everything ready, then do the janazah, then take it to Garden Peace. It's the whole day. One janazah takes the whole day, full stop. I think now what we're going to do, we're going to go downstairs and we'll do the Asr, inshallah. The Azan's going to go off any minute now. We do Asr first and we come back and do the demonstration, inshallah, okay? Jazakallah khair. Okay, I've gone to the hospital. I've got the paperwork from the family. They're the ones that can only register. So they send me the green burial order. The green burial order is the one I need to give to the graveyard and to give to the cemetery, obviously, for them to give me the slot for 2:30 this afternoon after the hot time. So I've gone to the hospital. I've checked the wristband. This one is Mohib. So I've checked the wristband. It's Mohib here. And I've slid him from, they come on a tray, out from the fridge onto a table. I slide my stretcher along here. I slide the body over. Obviously, if it's a woman, she's all covered. Man as well, they're all covered. All I'm looking at is the wristband here, okay? That's all I'm looking for. Okay, that matches up with my paperwork. I've slid him onto my stretcher. Usually 2 of us go, but usually I go by myself when I got no volunteers with me. I'll stretch him up like this. He's strapped in nice and tight. Then when I get to the table, I'll put some bakhur on first, okay? That's just to make the place and the ghusl room smell a bit decent. That's fired up, normal charcoal, bit of bakhur, put it on there. That will light up. And he'll be in a body bag or he'll be in a hospital sheeting anyway. So just slide over with me, Mohib. Just slide over. So I'll slide him over like this. He's on the table. I'll take this away. Family members always come. They always ask me, how many can I bring? I say 4 to 5 people, because the ghusl room is not too big. So 4, 5 people is enough. 2 here, 2 on this side, 1 at the head side. Okay? So he's in his hospital gown, or if he's at home, he'll be just dressed as he is now. Then I'll get my scissors, and I'll cut off what he's got on. Always keep covered the navel to the knees. Men's aura is the navel to the knees. So that parts are always covered. So I've got a sheet like this, which is covered completely like that, okay? Then from underneath, I'll cut off all of his garments, take his socks off, all his socks, arms, wristband, cut them off, throw them away, put his arm on top like this. Okay, he's all clear now. So I've taken off all his clothes, he's completely naked. Elderly gentlemen and women nowadays, obviously, because of their urine and whatever they're going to do, they usually wear a nappy. So I do check, a quick glance like that. I'm not looking underneath, I'm just looking what they got. If they've got a nappy on underneath, I cut that off, Then I get the family members to twist him up like this. So I'll fold one arm like this, family members will lift, and they'll move over to the side like that. I push off all the sheet underneath him there, like here. Then I'll lift him up this way, turn him around this way, take off all the sheet, wrap it all up, put it into the waste bin, okay? So he's now completely naked now, okay? So he's covered from his navel to his knees, yeah? Then I'll get preparation ready, right? This is camphor, kafur, yeah? I'm just gonna pass it around. I'll crush this up, just pass it around so people can smell what it smells like. Everyone should know what it smells like. That's camphor that I'll put into the bucket. That's for the last washing, okay? So once that's passed around, I'll put that into a hot, lukewarm bucket. Okay, I've got my bucket here. I'll fill it up with water about to that much. I'll put the camphor in there, give it a little stir. It's crystal and it's like salt as well. So it's got a scent to it and it's a preservative as well, inshallah, okay? Right, so now the first thing I do, once it's stripped, I'll press his stomach down, yeah, like this, in case there's any urine or any excretion coming out or anything like that. I'll get a sponge, I'll get some soap, any soap will do, put the soap on there, and with my left hand, I will clean a stinger, yeah? So I'll do a stinger first, clean his front part, then the family will lift him up on his side like this, then I'll do his back side like this, okay? Clean it all off. If there's anything coming off, I'll throw that in the bin, some more soap and water. Usually it's the hose pipe, yeah? I'm washing him down the front and the back like this, okay? That part's done, throw this away. Then I'll get some cotton wool and I'll fill water up in here and leave the cotton wool there. Because I'm not going to be pouring, we're going to start off with wudu first, okay? So we do his right hand first. Get water in there, throw it down his right hand, between his fingers. That's right hand done. Then left hand, right up to his wrist. Get some more water with the cotton wool. His mouth 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then we do his nose. Inside, squirt his nose out. 2, 3. And I've got a hose pipe as well. I'm just washing him down at the same time. Cleaning his nose. Then I'll get some more water. Then I'm washing his face 3 times, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Family members are doing this, I'm just guiding them because obviously they want to wash their loved one anyway, okay? But if they don't know what to do, then I'm just guiding them as I'm with them, yeah? So wash their face 3 times, then get some more water. Right arm, we're doing wuzu. 1, 2, 3. Down, more water. Left arm 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then massa. You mustn't forget the massa, yeah? Water down here, down like this. Make sure all his hair is nice and wet and everything. Back of his neck, done. Then right foot, water in between his toes. Lift his ankle up to the back of his ankle. 1, 2, and then 3. Then the left side in between his toes. 1, 2, 3. Right, we did the stinger, we did the wuzu. Then I get some water, I'll pour it on his right side, lift him up on the side here, on the back, and then I'll wash him on the front, lift him up on this side, wash the back. I'll lay him down. Then I give all the brothers, we've got gloves on, we've got aprons on. Before we start, make sure everyone's got wudu, When we finish, we do wudu again if we've got time. Okay, sometimes if you're late, you ain't got time to go home and have a shower. The shower business is not part of the sunnah. You just wear your gloves, your apron, wuzu before, wuzu afterwards if you've got time, okay? So I give everyone soap, the 5 brothers here. They wash his right side first, face, all his hair, washing it all down, lift his head up slowly. Everything will be done gently, just like you like a shower for yourself, lukewarm water, washing everywhere like that. Under his arms, right arm, left arm, legs. And when you're doing up here, you're just doing with the left hand up to his thigh. Same on that time, up to his thigh. Then we turn him on his right hand side like this. The family are just rubbing his back. All the way down. Back of his head, everywhere down, down. So we're soaping that up still, yeah? So they'll say more soap, I'm giving them more soap. Soaping it back all the way down. Right down to his leg, down to his foot, that done. So we started off with the stinger, we did the wuzu, we've done the washing. Now ghusl, they say do it 3 times, 7 times, because it's like coming up from a hose pipe. You're just washing him down like a shower like we're doing. I'm going into the shower, I'm just washing myself down anyway. So we're washing all the soap off now. Right side, tilt him up this way, wash off all the soap on his right side down. Then all the left side, washing him down, taking off all the soap. It's not a rush thing, but sometimes, like last week, I had 20 minutes before the janazah was going to take place, so we've got to rush. Usually when it's you've got an hour and a half, you're doing everything slowly because they want to do viewing. That day, I got the body at 12 o'clock, 1:30 was, 1 o'clock was janazah. We never even had time for viewing. We did the viewing afterwards, which is okay to do, only because the masjid allowed us, because we were just running late on time. Washing him right down, taking off all the soap. Make sure all his hairs, all the soap's off. His ears are clean. Washing him down still, all the way down. Everything's done. Then we're going to get towels, paper towels now. Before I used to use cotton towels, but then there's too much washing, too much wasted really at the end of the day. We're getting this, and then we're leaving this here. The last bit of the water was the camphor water, yeah? So that's mixed in the bucket of water here. Then I'm getting the families or myself to do it. Right side first. All the way down. Then you're throwing it underneath there and up there. Then I'm twisting him on his right side. Get some more camphor water. All the way down. Down. Get some more camphor water. Left side. Right down his left side. Throw it down there. Down his arm. Down his left leg. Throw it up there. Then we're twisting now up on his left side. From his head all the way down. Right down to his foot. Done. Once that's finished, put all that away. Then we're going to pat dry him. So when you're drying someone, you're not like rubbing him down. See those crystals, I tell families just leave them on him. It's a preservative and it's a scent as well, okay? So he's going to have crystals all over his beard and everywhere. You're going to pat dry him down like this. All the way down, the legs and that, throw that away, get some more tissues. Dry him up completely, that way. Lift his arm up to the back of his arm, under his arm where we washed, all the crystals be there as well. Then we're twisting him up on his right side first, dry him down. And I'm telling people also dry the table down as well, because we're doing the coffin on there as well. So we're drying the table down. And we turn him on his left side, pat dry. Dry the table down, pat dry, dry the table down. And we just straighten him up. And then we're drying the table down. That's everything done now, yeah? Once that's finished, I take all of this away. And I get attar, yeah? I always tell family members, if you had a favorite attar that I used to use, bring it with you. Or I've got loads of mine myself as well. Then every place of sujood, which is forehead, bridge of the nose, right hand, right knee, right foot. Left hand, left knee, left foot. So I'll get this like this, and I'll put it on his forehead like this. Bridge of the nose. You're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to smell it only. Right side. Now I'm getting his hand. So the place of sujood is the inside of his hand, yeah? Like this. Then I put some on the outside. Down. I'm not going like that, uncovering him. I'm doing it from underneath. All this should never be exposed, okay? Then the right foot. Then the left foot. Left knee underneath. Right hand. And then I always just put some on the neck like we do when I'm getting ready for Jummah. I just put a bit on my neck side as well, all the time. And do it like that. Okay, that's everything done now, yeah? We started off with wudu, istinja first. Then we did the wudu. Then we did the washing, right side, left side. Because it's like a shower and we all mingle together. It's not like we're doing the right side first. No, the guys on the right are doing the right. The guys on the left are doing the left. Then we washed him down. Put camphor water on the right side first, then the back, left side, then the back. Pat dry, attar. Okay, that's ready now. So when we're going to do the kafan, ladies want to get this already done beforehand. So they asked me the other day, give us some rolls so we can get them ready, so it saves them time. I don't do that. I don't know what the size of the body is anyway. It could be 6'4", 6'5", whatever. I always do it when I get the body. I see how tall they are, how short they are. Then I cut it to the length. Okay. So what I do from the head like this, I get the brothers to hold it down like that. So we're going to just say that is one, yeah? But that's far, far too long anyway, but we'll just use it because that's what I've got there, okay? So for a man, they have 3 pieces of cloth. For ladies, they have 5. They have an extra one for the headband, for the scarf, and they have one for the chest as well, okay? So they have 5, and 1 kameez and 2 wrapovers. So for man, 1 kameez, which is from the neck down to the knees, and then 2 wrapovers. So this is 1 wrapover. I get that ready once I've done the wash. So the rolls come like this. They cost roughly about £100 a roll. Okay. What we're going to do when we finish, we're going to talk about the expenditure, the cost for everything, and whatever is for the graveyard, depends what graveyard you go to. If you're in the borough of a certain graveyard, it's £5,000. If you're outside the borough and you want that graveyard, it's £10,000. It's double the price. So I've got one already cut. I'm just going to be a bit, I won't do it over him, I'm just doing it over him because just push it over. Right. If you just grab that in, someone. Just right over him. Drop it. So the body, the coffin, needs to be over his feet, past his head, about that much space, yeah? So then you cut this. So we've already got one cut. This is the wrap over, yeah? Put it there, at the end. Yeah. No, this is my mum's. Pull it from the side. Pull it from that side. Pull it. I've got some decent scissors in the van, but obviously this is a very old scissors. And very sentimental as well. It's my mum's. Let's pull it now. That's 2 sheets. One more. One more. Just hold it there. So this is the kameez. So it doesn't have to be the full length. Okay. That's it now. Just pass his head. That's it there. You got it? Pull that down. Right, this is the kameez, so stay a minute. So we open this up like this. Come sideways. Your corner to your corner. My corner to this corner. So we'll put the line on his face here like this. Okay, drop it there. So that goes in the middle of his face here. So if you see that's the same size. Which is gone. So this way his head's going to fit into, yeah? Right, put it down towards you. There, that's it, drop it there. So that's perfectly fine there, okay. So we'll put the 2 wrap overs first. Open it up. Yeah, it's in half, yeah. That way. Cover him over. That line goes past his feet. Drop it. That's one. This was the extra long one. So these 2 are the wrap overs, yeah? Put that in the middle. Drop it there. Then the kameez. Bring it down to his head. So I feel where the head is, here. And then I get the brothers now to grab 1, 2, grab that, this one's here. 2, 3 sheets, yeah? And then we're going to roll on over like this. So this is on the ghusl table now. A lot of people now, what they do, they want to put the coffin on a different table and slide the body over. Sometimes you ain't got that kind of room. I'll let go of this, hold this one there, yeah? So what I do the washing on there, dry the table, dry the body, put the coffin on the table and we roll it over. Like this. Then we lay it down like that. And then we lift up the body this way. And then we unravel this way. Okay, then we lay him down. Then we fold him up this way. We lift him up that way. Obviously, the brothers are giving me a hand doing all of this. I'm not doing this by myself. But the other day, I did do one by myself. And we'll lay him down like that, okay? Go down a bit. A bit more. So the kameez is here. Go down. That's fine. That's fine. That goes over here. Yes. So we're covered the navel to the knees. This is going to be a bit wet. Then we take this away and we throw it in our bucket. Then we throw the first piece of coffin over right hand side. Then the first one again. So that's the kameez, yeah? Then we've got the 2 wrapovers. So because the family going to do viewing, yeah, we don't do it a tight coffin at the moment. Yeah, we're going to leave this bit loose, yeah? So we just push it over here like this. And then the left side over like that. And we tuck this underneath the feet, like that. Then that's one wrap over. And the second one is called lafafa, yeah? Lafafa just means wrap over. There. And that one over there. So we've got a good grip here. We've got a good grip here, yeah? Then we'll unloosen this part. Like that. We'll transfer him into my box, which is that box over there. Just bring it over here in so I can have a look. This is a fiberglass box, okay? It's for transport only. So if it's a coffin burial, obviously it'll be a wooden one. Many of the graveyards now, especially the Muslim ones, are shroud burial. Yeah, we bury Islamically in a shroud. If you're going to a certain graveyard, Trent Park Cemetery, Carpenter's Park, a few other cemeteries, they say coffin burials only. Before they used to do shroud burial, but since COVID time, no, it's shroud burial. So that's extra cost for a coffin burial. Coffins are like about $350 to about £10,000. Depends how stupid you want to go to. But we want it as simple as possible. We'll get the cheapest one, $350 roughly, okay? We'll get that, and then obviously we'll transfer him. I've got belts. We'll lift him up, and we'll put him into the coffin, yeah? Then we do the viewing at the masjid, yeah? So he's now ready to meet his, well, he's met his Lord already. We're ready to bury him now, yeah? So once he's in the coffin, they do viewing first, janazah, then we go to the cemetery. Once we go to the cemetery, no viewing. You always got those people, brother, I'm just coming from wherever, 5 minutes. And I said, you're not allowed viewing at the graveyard. Because they have 6, 7 funerals a day. You can take that away now a minute. 6, 7 funerals a day. And if everyone started doing viewing, if everyone started praying janazah, I'll miss the janazah, whatever, it's shambles there. It's like a rotary system. It's like one, next, 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 and then you haven't got that moment for viewing. You haven't got that moment for janazah. You haven't got that moment, I want to see him for the last time. No, I'm sorry, you can't, because obviously they don't allow it. If they allow it for me, then everyone else says, how comes he's doing it? You know, people, you know what our people are like. They all want to do their own thing at their own time. Once we leave the masjid, that is it. You're not seeing them anymore. But the thing is, at the end of the day, what do they want? They want your du'as and want your sadaqah. Especially for my mother now, she's passed away. We've set up a GoFund for her to build her wells. Alhamdulillah, she was teaching for the last 60 years in this community. Yeah. So all the children that she taught for 60 years have got children's, they're like grandmothers, great-grandmothers. They're all donated for her to have wells done within 2 days. 5 wells were built for her in 2 days. That sadaqah is for, not me, because obviously the sadaqah I give is for her. That's my sadaqah. Sadaqah jariyah is continuous charity for them. When my father passed away, I built him a well. Anyone drinks from it, does anything there, whatever they do with that water, is sadaqah jariyah from me. I've given for my father continuous charity. When they did it for my mother, it's from them. I have to do my own kind of sadaqah. But the thing is, at the end of the day, they do not want flowers. Flowers, the Garden of Peace give you pieces of paper, requirements, what you do not do. When they say do not bring flowers, What do flowers bring for the deceased? Nothing. Waste of money. That £75 per letter, Abaji, Dada, whatever they want to spell, if that money was put into any charity, that will benefit them forever. Not for that 2 days. 3-4 days, those are put in where? Dustbin. And who's that costing to? The graveyard, to get rid of all of that. But at the end of the day, we know that Islamically, I can only advise you, but when they want to bring flowers, when they want to bring this, that, and the other, I can't stop you. But at the end of the day, I can just advise you. Islamically, 2 things that the deceased want from you is sadaqah and your du'as. Okay, we'll open up to any questions and answers now, inshallah, okay?
Father, what happens if the deceased has a pacemaker fitted in? What's the procedure for that?
Pacemaker is not an issue. That's no issue. That stays in there. For cremation...
Activated first?
No, nothing. For cremation, yeah, you have to take it out. For cremation. We do not do cremations. I can tell you a few stories about cremations. I had a family, a hospital phoned me up, UCH hospital phoned me up. Taz, can you come round and do a wash for us? I said, what? First time ever. Yeah, can you come and do a wash for us? I said, okay. What's the issue? We don't want you to get involved, because I want to get involved now. I said, why are we doing a wash at at the hospital for? Half the family are Muslim, half the family are Hindu. They wanted him to have Ghusl done, Janazah done, taken away by a Hindu funeral director to be cremated. And I said, hang on a minute. They said, no, hang on a minute. We know what you're like. Just do what we ask you to do. So I took the sister's number. It had already gone to court. They'd already gone through solicitors. And the family of the boy's side, they won the case. So they did a cremation for him. So when I finished the ghusl, I went upstairs into the prayer area in the hospital. I called the brothers downstairs, I said, we're going to pray janazah. We went all down to the mortuary, and he goes, what are you doing? I said, we're going to pray the janazah for him. He goes, they're not allowed to come in here. I said, 2 minutes. Our janazah takes 2 minutes, yeah? We prayed the janazah. They all left. A friend of mine named Jay, he turned up, and he goes, I'm taking him away. I said, can you just please leave this on him and just put him in the coffin like that? He goes, no, he's getting suited and booted. Because that's what they do. They put their sherwani on and their tikka, whatever. I couldn't do nothing for them. But then that's what cremation do. When they get cremation papers, they ask about, is there a pacemaker in here? I can get up now. Jazakallah khair. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, you feel alive? So that's about the pacemaker. False teeth, wigs, whatever, I leave everything on them. Pubic hair, yeah? When families say, oh, cut his nails, I don't cut nothing. Cut his hair anywhere. I don't cut no hair, I don't touch any of the private parts, whatever. We know we should shave every so often, that we should be cleaned hair, cleaned down hair. We should have our nails cleaned every week or whatever it is you do. And at the end of the day, when families say to me, oh, do this, they bring me ihram from, when you go for Umrah and Hajj, they give me, brother, put this on him. I said, it's not long enough, yeah? It's not wide enough. It's built for a purpose for Umrah and Hajj. This is built for a purpose, for your coffin. You come with nothing, you go with nothing, yeah? So what it is with this, if it's not wide enough and it's not long enough, I can't use it. Use some of it. How can you use any of it when I've just shown you how much of the coffin you need to cover the body completely? That coffin is for Umrah. It's a wrap over here and it's just a slingshot over here. That's all it is. And then when you wear it, it's not going to cover your body from the head to the toe. Any other questions?
So just going back to the shampoo and stuff, my understanding is we use non-scented, or is that incorrect?
You can use, but whatever we've got, I just go to, what's the name, Superdrug, buy loads of £2 bottles, whatever, so I've always got whatever soap is there. Before we used to do hand soap, and when you're using hand soap, it's much more of a longer process. When you got these, the bars and whatever, it's a much longer process, Dove and whatever, that's non-sensitive, whatever. But at the end of the day, what I use, I've been using it for 15 years now. So it's whatever's easiest for the family as well. If they bring anything of their own, I'll try to use as much as I can. Especially the perfume, I always ask family, if you've got perfume, bring that. I've got loads of it myself. And then when I finish all this, then obviously I'll spray, there's some more bakur as well, I'll spray that on the body. So obviously when the people are coming to visit and to see him for the last time or her for the last time, at least smelling nice at the end of the day. Yes, right.
Yeah, Uncle Taz, I've got a quick question, and obviously we're in demonstration for the burial. But if it's like a person died in a warfare country, obviously you still have to give them a burial.
Yeah,
With that.
no ghusl is needed for that. You know, that's obviously shaheed, inshallah, that when they die, you just bury them as they are. Not even needed this. They're buried as they are. There's nothing that needed. For when you're doing burials, obviously I've got to go through the burial process now. We get to the cemetery. We're talking about Muslim burial, yeah? So the body was in my coffin. There's 2 straps on it. The straps are taken up, put onto a stretcher. Okay? Mahram for women, mahram only, okay? For men, it's mahram only, but you know, you got your cousins and nephews and whoever wants to lift the body up onto the stretcher. I take my coffin away. We get the body like this. We walk to the graveside with straps, yeah? 2 brothers at the end will hold. You're not allowed to go into the grave at Gardens of Peace anymore since COVID time. Other graveyards, they let you go into the grave. So when it was my mum's, I used to work for Gardens of Peace for a couple of years, so they know me inside out. I said, I want to go in the grave. And they said, you can't. So I said, if people see you doing it, then they'll start asking questions, why can't we do it? So I just let it go. I didn't want to make a fuss or whatever. And even when I got to the graveyard, there's, brother, we give you the best grave. I said, brother, any grave is the best grave for my mum. I'm not choosing anything special for her because she was special to me. When they said to me, oh, we get it near here, I said, brother, I'm in line with everyone else. They all passed away. When our family is ready to go, we will do the burial when it's our time. And she's going to have whatever grave is written for her. Yeah? So we did the burial. Monday I got a funeral. And the family said she passed away at 3:30 in the morning. I was coming here for Fajr at 6 o'clock. Brother, can you come pick up my mum? And I said, oh, where do you live? Wedding Garden City. I said, I'm on my way. I prayed Fajr. I got there 7:30, picked her up. I said, brother, can you get the paperwork today? Because it was Sunday. She died at 12 o'clock, so like Monday, yeah? And I said, can you get the paperwork today? I phoned up the graveyard. I said, I want a grave. And he goes, we've already got 5. If you don't get the paperwork to us by 11 o'clock, you're looking at Tuesday burial. Brother, I've picked the body up already. I'm doing the ghusl at 10:30. I want that grave. And he went to me, there's 6 other funeral directors waiting for paperwork. Whoever come, first serve. I said, save it for me. 1:45, he's phoned me, he goes, if you don't get it here by 1 o'clock, it's gone. I said, brother, they're coming back from Welling Garden City. They're at the register office. You know, I'm making excuses for them just to hold. It's not happening. 1:50, he sends me the picture. I said to him, take that. I sent it to him. I said, give me that grave. We went to bury his mother. My mother's grave here, and his one was right next to my mum. And I went, look. And then obviously they said, can you make dua? Dua is an individual thing, yeah? Everyone should make their own individual dua. But when I was making my dua, it was for my mum and his mum as well. And I said, that's my mother. And they were like, oh my God, we didn't, you know, I don't tell people, mum, I've just lost my mother, whatever, but they were neighbours at the end of the day. And you know, whatever grave is written for all of us, whether it be here or any other country, bury your dead as soon as possible. Because when I was away, and I said to my family, bury my mum as soon as it happens, because it was expected. When it's unexpected, then you're in more of a shock than anything else. But at the end of the day, when you bury your loved one straight away, you come back home, that is when you're all at peace. Or you're all calm and, you know, you've buried your loved one. That's because when I first started this work, when I came home after my dad's funeral, I was smiling. And my sister says, what are you smiling for? And I said, you know what? My dad was precise on what? Timing, exact paperwork. And, you know, he was precise on everything. I said, everything went down on plan. I'm leaving my job and I'm going to do this. And alhamdulillah, 15 years on, every funeral director knows who I am now. because obviously I do like to talk, as you know. But the thing is, when you put yourself out about and you're helping families, I've got family doing things, oh, we're going out tonight, we're doing this. I get a call, cancelled. Sorry, we're staying at home. I've got to do my job first. That comes priority, because obviously families, what they do, hit the panic button. They don't know what to do. We got your number from so-and-so, we got your number from so-and-so, can you do anything? I'm dropping everything for you. And obviously you've experienced me, what happened last week and whatever, and I've done quite a few brothers here as well, their funerals and whatever. It's just you drop everything and you just have to work for it. Cost-wise, yeah, as I said to you, all this, everything costs money. You go to the graveyard, that's the most expense out of all of it, yeah? So when you're looking at Gardens of Peace and they're charging you almost £4,000, that place, January the 30th, full. Garden of Peace 1 is full. Garden of Peace at Five Oaks, January the 30th, it will be full. Because they've only got a few spaces left. They've got a new place now in Romford. So that's another 5 miles out. Okay, so some people might say, that's even further from where, when I first went there, when it first opened, 2002, when it first opened, we did a funeral there, and I said, wow, this is miles and miles away. But you know what? It's only half an hour. If I want to go for a football match, I'll go to Scotland and back. I'll go all day long, yeah? How many hours does that take me? What's half an hour? But the thing is, when I'm telling people, you do not have to go to the grave to make dua. You make dua in every salah. Every salah that you're praying, you pray for your parents, your brother, your sister, your mother, your children. There was one brother I've invited today, yeah? He didn't come, yeah? He lost his 17-year-old son last December, yeah? The only one that talked to me from his family was his wife. She phoned me last week, can you please help my husband? He has not come to terms with anything yet, and he's losing the plot. I said, is he praying? He's not praying no more. Is he going for Jummah? Sometimes. Is he doing anything? He's sitting at home, crying all the time. 1 year on, yeah? What's that doing to his mental health? What's that doing to his family? He's got other 3 children, and he's got a wife. He's destroying their lives as well, because of the way he's feeling. When I said to him, come here, meet other brothers, do something that, do you go out? Go nowhere. What do? I've got a business that I'm running. He's an accountant. He's just now losing the plot. You know what he's losing the plot? Why me? The question everyone asks is, why me? Why did it happen to me? His son was getting ready to go to school. He's gone up the stairs, he's collapsed, he's passed away, 17 years old. And obviously he has not come 1 year on next week. I remember the day completely, when they phoned me up to help them. When they phoned up other masjids and they said, we can't do nothing because it was a coroner case. Because it's unexpected. 17-year-old person dies like that. It takes time for the paperwork to come through. The other masjids couldn't help them, and they got in touch with me. I did everything for them, but the only one that wanted to speak to me from their family, I said, give me your husband's number, let me speak to him. He's not speaking to anyone. Just speak to me. And she, mashallah, Allah give her the courage, what she's doing, to hold the family together. Because at the end of the day, when you lose a child, that is the worst at the end of the day. When I'm looking through my own 7-year-old daughter, I'm coming home, I say, look, age is just a number. Just be prepared that it can happen to us at any time. Who knows? I'm talking to you today, you might get the call tomorrow that he's gone. Allah has written everyone's time. And that's what it's all about. And what we should be doing all the time? Our 5 daily prayers are the most important. Because obviously when we're in the grave, those questions asked, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Once we answer them, your 5 daily prayers will come up. So the ones that aren't praying, Allah give you all the hidayah, and me as well, as inshallah, that we pray. If you can come to the masjid, alhamdulillah, it's all good. But if you pray at home, get your children at a young age to pray. Because when this time comes, then you're lost. I had one brother last week, he said, brother, I don't even know how to do any du'as. I don't even know how to pray the janazah. He's 45 years old. Another guy bought me a sherwani. And he goes, oh, this is what my dad wore. Can you put this on him? I said, what are you doing? He goes, can you put this on my dad? I said, no. You go in 3 pieces of cloth. That there is for you to do whatever you want with it. I'm not putting any clothes, but this is not a Hindu cremation that we're doing. We're dressing them up. This is Ghusl. This is how you get buried. So our people, you know, we're in this worldly life, but we do not understand when it comes to this time what we should even be praying, which is very, very sad. Very sad. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you know, you can only advise people at the end of the day, inshallah. Yes, brother.
If a family is insisting for a body to go to another country, what's the process?
I always advise them that where someone dies, they should be buried, but they are adamant. I get the calls all the time, mainly for Pakistan, a lot of African places as well. We've got plots back there, we've got our own graveyard over there, whatever. As I said to you, wherever your grave is written, is written. If it's not written in Pakistan, there was one brother I was trying to do everything for him to get his dad to Pakistan. It never happened. And when we buried him here, I said to him, brother, because all the family said, why didn't you send him back? Why didn't you send him? Because that was his wish. Is it an Islamic wish? No, it's not. It's a wish over the heart, isn't it? If it's an Islamic wish, then you do it. If it's not an Islamic wish, he's gone now. You bury him here. But then you get pressurized from family members. Send him back. Yeah.
2 questions, inshallah. First question is, they've got IVs in them.
Yeah.
You've got the
Yeah.
needle when they've taken all that, and they normally leave the syringes of it all, the IVs in there.
Okay, so those leads, right, I try not to pull them out, but if I do, right, the coffin is going to be red, yeah, because they're not going to stop. There's special glue you can get, super glue. If you can stick that on there and it stays closed, that's a help. There's an actual plasticine you can buy, right, you can put it on there and it will stop the bleeding. Because we had one, when my brother passed away, he had 2 here. I knew if I pull them out, it's just going to shoot. And I just left them in there. I just said, no, I don't want to take them out. I just left them in there because I didn't have the glue and I didn't have that plasticine at that time. But then obviously if you can get the glue, I don't usually use it, but there's usually at the masjid as well. You've got plaster, you've got cotton wool. But when you're putting that down, this one here and the ones here will not stop bleeding. And that's when you can use the glue to seal it, or the plasticine to seal it, and that will stop it.
Well, you can leave them in there.
Yeah, you can leave them in there. It's not an issue.
Second question, I know we've just before Asr Salah, the new process they've got regarding the paperwork.
Okay, so there's now, since September the 9th, the ME, medical examiner, and the GP have to talk to each other now. Before it was just a GP you talk to. Once you talk to the GP, he will give you the MCCD, the medical cause of death. He will send that to the register office. You just go to the register office, register the death, unless it's a coroner case, yeah? But now that GP has to contact the medical examiner of that borough. He would give him the case of the deceased. He will relate to him if everything matches, the cause of death. So for my mother, she had one cause of death, the GP. He didn't have that cause of death. That's why it took me 3 hours extra for him to realize that her age was 92. She had breast cancer here in London when she was living here. And for the last 2-3 years, he didn't have that record because she had that here 4 or 5 years ago. So he said to me, do you agree with this cause of death? Breast cancer and old age. I said 100%. Because I knew that he didn't have that record. I just wanted the paperwork. But I knew that GP told me, is it okay to put me down for breast cancer and old age? I said, yes, you can. She video called my sister to just verify the death. And she contacted him. He didn't contact her till 3 o'clock. By the time I said, what's going on? I said, I need this paperwork because I need to bring her home. He sent me he telephoned me. They'll phone the family up. And he goes, are you agreeing with this? And I said, yes, I am. He goes, go and register. And that's when I went and registered. So now it has made it a bit more complicated, a bit more time consuming, but they have to get all these right. Because obviously they don't want to give a cause of death in the wrong process, because otherwise they'd be liable, both of them. That's why they need to be both on the same page. There's one brother there. Done?
difference of using the camphor, the crystal?
The camphor is part of the sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ used to use it as well. And there's also sidr as well. But we don't use sidr because it comes in a powder form here. It's like leaves. You put that into the bucket with the camphor. But we can't get that here, but we get it in powder form. But I don't use it because obviously it's like a brown powder. If I mix it up with the camphor, and when I pour that over the body, it's not coming off. It's all brown. And it's not that it doesn't look nice. It all goes over everything. So camphor is part of the sunnah, and obviously that is always preferable as well. So those crystals, when I say leave them on, they're preservative and scent as well. Apart from me putting the attar on, where that's a very, I did pass it around, you could see it's a very strong smell as well, inshallah, yeah? So that's what it's all about.
Second question, sorry. To what extent can non-Muslim family members be involved in the ghusl?
Not really. They can come and watch, because everything for a janazah is dawah for them as well. Because they know that, you know how long they take with their funerals, that, you know, it takes like 2-3 weeks. Because when I said to you, Jews and Muslim, the coroners push their cases to the top because they know we want the body straight away. The Christians, they'll just wait 2-3 weeks and months, yeah? So when they are there and they see how quickly and how easy and what it's good for them to be at the janazah, at the burial, and at the ghusl as well, especially when they're like relative of like non-Muslim marrying a, well, obviously they've got to be Muslim to marry into the family or whatever, but then you always get like outsiders as well. For them to come, it's a very good idea for them to just watch and experience and see. It's dawah, isn't it? It's all about dawah. Yes, brother?
What is the cost of a funeral in this day and age?
Okay, so last week's burial that I did for the brothers in Carpenter's Park, with the scan and everything, it came up to £15,000. But that's why they wanted to go to this graveyard. They wanted a triple grave. So the grave cost was that much. The scanning cost was extra as well. They wanted a hearse, which was extra. They wanted a coffin. Which, all these builds up, you see. So about normal price is about £5,500.
What's a triple grave?
3 graves in one grave. In one grave. So 9 foot deep. So the father was buried. And then obviously when the next one passes away, they will use that grave. So you'll only have to pay the digging charges, which is still going to be £1,000. So that £8,000 for the grave was for 3 people.
Just a question on that, sorry. What is the ruling on that?
It can be done, yeah.
Islamic?
The Islamic ruling is that you're supposed to bury one at a time, because if we're going to run out of space very soon, just like Garden of Peace are running out of space. But luckily they've got Garden of Peace 3 coming up, which is 30 acres. So you've got 22 acres the first one, 18 acres the second one, which is because of COVID, it's filled up in, they were expecting at least 10 years. In 5 years, it's filled up. When you're talking about ruling of it, you can bury on top of each other, but only for special reasons or if the family wants really at the day.
Based on obviously the amount you quoted as a normal burial, £15,000.
No, that's over the top burial, isn't it?
If that was the case, even if it was 10,000 or 4,000, what if someone doesn't have that money? There's 2 parts to this question. One, what if someone doesn't have that money, like their father, whoever passed?
Yeah.
They're like not doing very well financially, and most people obviously send a message out saying we'd like to collect money for
Yeah.
etc. But if they haven't got friends, relatives of that nature, what do they do? And secondly, should us as Muslims, like literally from today, if we haven't got the money, start saving up for our own? So that it doesn't put the burden.
Yeah. The thing is, there's a Muslim fund. They're an organisation, Revert 13. I don't know if anyone knows about that group. Yeah, Muslim Burial Fund. Yeah, if you get in touch with them, they'll collect money. There's other brothers, funeral directors. They'll put out a message to their WhatsApp groups or whatever to carry them. They'll always get the money from other people. But if that person is completely with no one here, Gardens of Peace have a Lawaris fund as well. They will take care of everything. So that will take care of everything on the price-wise for that.
And the second part, should us
As a save up?
Yeah, save up, because obviously, like if I was, when I pass away, I don't want the burden to go to my family to say that that part of the money is for that. I don't want you guys to start stressing around it.
That's why I'm saying what families should do. We should all go home. We use this as a taboo. You know, push it aside, we'll push it aside. We'll talk about it when it happens. So obviously, I was prepared for it. And I knew I needed this much money. I needed 5.5 grand to make sure everything happens. Yeah. Whatever money my mum had, she just kept giving charity and charity. All the money she had, alhamdulillah, she just gave it as charity. So obviously it's the children that have to pay for everything. And I didn't want to put a burden on my sisters, whatever. And I had to make sure I had 5.5 grand. Because not only that, that's just the funeral side of it. So the food and everything else like that, you have to, feed people afterwards and whatever. That's another 2 grand you're talking about. So you're talking about quite a fair amount of money that you've got to have saved up.
Add to that, to all you brothers, I don't know if you know, but we, like the Pakistani community, they do like a death committee. Yeah. So it might be really good if you guys as family members get together and every month or every year as a family put money into this kitty and save that for a funeral within a family. It's quite big and it's been going on for donkey's years within the Pakistani community,
I know.
all over the UK. And it really, again, like the brother, we did a funeral, cost £15,000. During COVID, we had a family who lost 3 members during COVID within a week. So if you do 15 times 2, brothers,
that's wow.
They were lucky, high-flying jobs, but the normal, ordinary person cannot afford that. So it is very important that financially you guys look into putting money aside. Because the last thing you want, yes, you've had a death in the family, but financially when the guy comes with the money and you don't know who to look to, even the people that you trust the most, like they say, friends come and go, even they might turn their heads around. So it's really important that you as family get together and put money aside. Really important.
Because that's why when someone was asking me that question a little while ago, why don't you do it? And I said, I would never do it because obviously I wouldn't want to take out how many thousands would I have in my account and it could be justified. And if something happens to me, my children ain't got a clue what to do with that kind of money. They will go, oh look, he's left us this much money. And I would never touch that. That's why the committees that you're talking about are masjids that do it. Yeah, like I know the Libri Road Mosque, they do things like this as well. But the thing is, I'm saying to you guys is sit down at home. You've come here, you've learned a lot of things, inshallah, that you have, that you know. The main thing is the expenditure. The expenditure is pay on the day. God of Peace will not let you bury anyone without money up front because they've been hit at the beginning when they were charging, that time when it started, 2022, £700 a grave that time. And they were selling graves because they think, this is not going to fill up because no one was interested in going all that way. But then now, everyone wants to go there. And now if you said to someone, oh, do you want to buy a grave? The grave buyer will be sold out and they'll be just sitting around saying, is any of your family members who died lately? We're just sitting there doing nothing. That's why that place is so busy that they will get funerals every day and that money has to be put into their account the day of the funeral. So obviously when I'm telling families it's costing you 5.5 grand for this much, that needs to be put into my account. They say, well, can we pay it in installments? No, you've got to pay it all in one go. So if you haven't got that money, you have to beg, steal and borrow, it's not the right way to do it, is it? So you've got to have that organisation in your own family, sit down with your whole family and say, right, this is what happens, what if happens? Because at the end of the day, you know what? It could happen to us at any time. Anytime. And then if you're ready for it, like for mum, we were ready for it. For 1.5 years, the doctor said, anytime now, anytime now. So I do like to go away quite a bit. This year I never went anywhere. But then when I did go away, the 2 times I said, if anything happens, this is what you got to do. So we made up a WhatsApp group with my children, my sisters and everyone. These are the 3 numbers you need, the masjid, the graveyard and your funeral director. Get them all in place, If anything happens, it's going to take place even if I'm not here. When you're telling I'm waiting for so-and-so and so-and-so, don't wait for anyone. Bury your loved one as soon as possible. Yes, sir.
Thank you for this demonstration. When you perform this service for the community, do you ever get like an indication that the person who's deceased was like a righteous person?
Only if I knew them or if the family telling me that. Or if, you know, when sometimes you, like when I got the brother here, sometimes you get their finger like this. Yeah? So that's a good sign, isn't it? So when you're getting fingers like this and when you're getting people that with a smile on their face or whatever, and whatever, it's just signs, isn't it, really? But then everyone says, oh, if you die on a Friday, Jannati, if you do this, Allah knows all these things at the end of the day. You never know. When I'm doing a washing, whatever, obviously I can't smell, but then people say, oh, the body was smelling nice and stuff like. You get all these things that that people say to you from back home. It's a cultural thing. It really is a cultural thing, but that's what it is.
So based on what you just said, so telling people, so you've just given Ghusl, when you come out and tell people, oh, he had this and this, or such a, whether it's good or bad, what's the ruling on that, do you know?
Oh yeah, most important, yeah? You're in the Ghusl room, the guy's got tattoos all over him, he's got this on him, he's got earrings, he's got whatever. Whoever's doing the Ghusl, yeah, whatever happens in the Ghusl room, stays in the Ghusl room. There's a big sin if you start talking about, oh, he was like this and he was like that, he had cuts here, and whatever happens here, you keep quiet. You don't say anything. Oh, what was he like? Well, people ask questions, don't they? You just keep quiet. Say, Alhamdulillah, he was perfect. That's all you say. You don't say nothing else.
I know that the controversial one. I know the new dying bill. They're trying to implement the dying bill.
Yeah.
Like, people do take their own life and stuff like that. If it does go
Oh, that one there, I heard about that this morning. Islamically, I don't think it's right that you can say to the doctor, look, my mum's been ill for a year and a half, give her the tablets, finish her off. I don't think you can do that. Allah has written your time. Yeah, you believe in Qadr Allah, whatever Allah has wished, that is it. I don't think that we should be going down that route. But obviously, because it's coming out now, I heard there was like 66% of the doctors are saying we want this to go ahead. And then obviously, you know that the person's going to pass away. But you don't, let's hurry up this course and get it over and done with. That's completely wrong, I think.
I think this brother just talking about, the lady who's in charge of it, I think she's a minister, she's a Muslim lady as well. So what's going to happen now is, because now obviously she's not a scholar of anything.
Yeah.
She's an MP. Now because of this, you can choose to die, whatever. Now they purposely put a Muslim there to do this.
We've got a Muslim council bereavement service that all the funeral directors of the UK are in this WhatsApp group, and 100% I'm sure that question is going to be put on there. And when it puts up on there, and I'll find out more about it, you all will get to know about it, inshallah, okay? That's the other thing.
Muslim MP's against it, so
Yeah. Oh, she's against it?
yeah, she is. She's against it.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
So obviously we will find out whatever.
So we live in London. What are the options of graveyards? Obviously, you're talking about gardens.
Oh yeah. There's obviously a new one. Well, it's not new now. It's been open for a little while now. Called Garden of Firdaus, and that is in. It's saying Chingford on the map, but it's not Chingford. It's more Ponders End, past Ponders End, going towards that side. Yeah, east side, and it's a beautiful graveyard as well. The aspect of it is exactly like Gardens of Peace. There's a Muslim section, there's a Turkish section, because obviously the Turks just want to do mad things. They want to do big tombstones, but they've calmed them down, because most of you who are in this area know Montague Road Cemetery, Tottenham Cemetery. All my family is buried there. My chacha, my tai, my dadi, my father, whatever. But since I've been working in this trade now for 15 years, I wouldn't say my worst enemy there. One, graveyard space, nothing. They'll find you a space. £7,000, yeah, just for the grave. Not looked after, whatever. They try to do it up. They had a lot of issues with the community, and it closed down because they were finding bones when they're digging up graves. They find bones in the corner, meaning they're digging the grave up. £7,000, please. That's what they were doing it for. But some Turkish brothers have taken over now, and they're running it. And when I phoned them up for someone's funeral, because obviously they got family, that's the other thing. Families think that, oh, everyone's buried. I thought that as well. When my dad passed away, I said, no, all my family is there. When I go there, I'll make dua. I make dua for all my family is there. No. You make dua every day in your salah. Yeah? You make dua every day. You don't have to go to the grave and pray there. Each time you go to Garden of Peace, you're not finding parking space. You go to any graveyard, even Montague Road, packed. Why? Everyone going for Eid. What's all that about? You know, are you going there to greet them, or is it a special thing? Culture. Culture takes over. And that's why, you know, I just say, I hardly go to that graveyard anyway. I'm going Garden of Peace every time to do the burial. I go and see my mum now, because obviously she's there. I got my brother there as well. So when my father passed away, your funeral director should guide you from A to Z. So when I'm guiding someone, they say, what do you recommend? I would say Gardens for Doors, Gardens of Peace. What's easier for you? Then you got one, Foley Lane. But only Foley Lane you can get buried there if you live in the borough of Waltham Forest. And they want to see records of it. People will make dodgy records. They do. They give it to me, and I'm just forwarding it on to the management. They see E17, yeah, you can come here. The next week, I'll get a call, brother, that was wrong. I said, I sent it to you, you agreed it, we want to see the family. What are you going to do, dig up the body and say, take it somewhere else? It's too late. But the thing is, it's fraud, isn't it? Just so, and how much the price there? 1,100. That's the cheapest anywhere. But then you've got to be part of Waltham Forest Borough to get buried there.
That's filling off fast.
Yeah?
That's filling off fast.
And that's going to be running out as well. But they're getting more space that they're going to build on.
Just a quick question. You discussed about the assisted dying bill, but going back to the hospital, when someone's on his last legs and the doctor says we're stopping treatment, how do you deal with that?
My brother, they said to me, it's any time now. I said, stop the treatment. I said, just turn everything off. It's okay, because we know he's going to go. Why are you treating him for when he's not going to get any better? It's just prolonging his agony. I said, just turn everything off. They said, no, we have to leave it on until we get told. And they said, who are you? I said, I'm the funeral director. And I know that as soon as he passes away, I'm going to be here. I want you to, that time they could just sign the form and I could pick up the paperwork straight away. So he died about 6 o'clock. They signed the form. I got the burial the next day and buried them the next day as well. The thing is, that treatment, I told them, turn it off. Because obviously it's his time. When you turn it off and then he goes away, then that was his time. And you're not prolonging it anymore. And obviously, even if Allah wills, he'll carry on. What was you going to say? Name? Yeah? 1 minute.
Yeah, quick question. Yeah, you briefly mentioned about the post-mortem, and obviously in unusual circumstances, obviously you can actually do
Scan.
Scan.
Yeah.
Does the scan happens on the same day and the result?
No, you have to book it in. Okay, so the scan I prefer is the Oxford scan. Why? Because that pathologist there, I've been working with him for quite a few years. I can take the body there tomorrow, because he works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah? So I take it all the way from the hospital or from the mortuary to Oxford, evening times, 6 o'clock in the evening, because it's got to be done out of hours. Take it there, he'll scan the body, he'll come out. There's a girl that died here in Wood Green, and she came here for a holiday from India. She was here 2 days. She was talking to a friend on the phone, and she collapsed, yeah? And then someone phoned me up and said, we want to send her back to Bangladesh, because she's just come here, she's come here for a holiday. I said, okay, and they said they want to do a PM on her, and I'll post-mortem. I said, no, tell the coroner that we want to do a scan. I got the scan booked the next day. I took the body there. 6 o'clock, I took her into the ward. They take her into the scan. 5 minutes she came out, and all of the people that did the scan, the professor wasn't even there yet. He was 5 minutes late. 6:20, I left with the body, with the cause of death, straight away, because he said brain hemorrhage. Because when they scan you, they tell you exactly straight away. As soon as she went out, they all said, got the cause already. So it took 5 minutes. And he can give you the cause of death there and then, pass it on to the coroners, first thing in the morning, got all the paperwork. So it is quick as that, and that's why it's good to pay that extra money instead of her being cut up. And the family didn't want it anyway. No family would want it. And that's it. What was you going to say?
Sorry, hospital question again. So, you know, like when the doctor said this person hasn't got any more time to live, they did tell you that they're going to live in 2 days. Is there an instance where the doctors may say, like, I've not been in a situation before with any of my family members, but take them home, let them pass away at home? Or
Yeah, a lot of times they do that. Palliative care, they go into palliative care. So they are allowed to go home. Just like this woman last Monday, on the Sunday, he phoned me that she's on her last breaths. They're going to take her home. So from the Welling Garden City Hospital, they took her home Sunday night. She passed away Sunday early morning. So palliative care take care of her. They gave the paperwork, cause of death. They went register, and obviously we got the paperwork done in time. So it does happen.
If the person passed away at home, the process is
It's still the same. They've got to get in touch with the GP. So obviously they got in touch with the GP. He gets in touch with the ME, medical examiner. Then we got the paperwork, 1:45. And alhamdulillah, she got buried as well.
The GP will be the hospital GP?
No, her GP. Her GP, her doctor. Not the hospital. Once they come out of the hospital, they don't want to know. It's you and your local people that take care.
Before he passes away at home, then do you phone the ambulance and they'll basically...
Yeah, they come round. They'll phone the ambulance up, and the ambulance, if it's unexpected, the police will come round, because then they get involved with the coroners. Once they get in touch with the coroners, then that process goes along till the GP gets involved. This was his cause of death, and they tell the coroners, and they give you the paperwork straight away.
You won't keep the body at home for a couple
No. Then the funeral director can come and take him away, unless the police want to take him away, meaning to the local coroner's office. Okay, I think we'll call it a wrap. Gun.
So obviously we bury people in coffins which are made out of chipwood.
Yeah.
And I've seen it where as they're throwing in the soil,
Crushing.
the coffin crash.
Yeah.
Just recently, obviously, we buried a brother, and it's a waterlogged
Yeah.
grave. I went after 3 days.
And it sunk.
It had sunk about probably 4.5.
Yeah.
Obviously, in Watford, on the other side, we put like a fiberglass box on top of the coffin.
Yeah.
Or certain ways.
No, that's it. Was that shroud burial, or was that with a coffin burial?
That was the coffin.
And you put still a shroud, what's the name over it? A fiberglass as well?
No, so the one in Copland's Park was just the coffin.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, I saw it collapse.
Yeah. Because obviously in this country, you have rain, snow, sunshine, snow, whatever, any time of the year. So that grave will take a year to a year and a half for it to settle. Then they will refill it. I think Carpenter's Park is a lawn cemetery, isn't it? Yeah, it is a lawn cemetery. So they'll flatten everything up. Everywhere else is where they have the hump shape. Yeah, that will be there for a while, but still it will sink. Like, I'll go to my mum's grave, it's sunk already a little bit. They will refill it for a while, but Carpenter's Park, they won't do anything till it's completely settled. When you've got waterlogged coffins, there's graves, there's nothing you can do. They can try to bail it out, they can put wood chip in it to make it as plain as possible. I've gone into graves and I've put my foot into the grave and I've gone halfway up my leg. I've got sunk that much down, that's how much water was in there. And then I've still turned the body around, whatever, but I'm just full of mud now. Because obviously when I've gone there, laid the body up on this right hand side, facing Qibla, then I've put the wood across, but I'm stuck in the mud. And when I've come up, my Wellingtons have come out, I was stuck in there as well. So obviously you can't help it. They try their best to do everything for you. You've got a wood grain cemetery as well. They try their best, wood chip. Then they put a bit of sand down as well, try to make the water a bit go. But the thing is, when families see it, then they're the ones that get more upset than anyone else.
So is it best we try to put a box on top of the coffin to protect it?
I think if you can put wood across it. Yeah, slabs across it. Some graveyards you go to, they have still a shroud burial. You take it out the coffin, put it in there, but they've got a frame around there. You put the wood across it. Even if it's a coffin and it goes in there, if you put the wood across it, it's not crushing. So when you go to Garden of Peace and Garden of Firdaus, when you lay the body down, you put 10 layers of wood across there. When it's put down there, the soil, the body's not getting crushed. But when you put in a coffin in there and put you see it will go down straight away.
So in Watford we have, so either we put the fiberglass box on top of the coffin, or they do like a...
Fiberglass box like that, or just a fiberglass frame? So like a frame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have a metal frame.
Yeah.
In Luton they do concrete slabs.
Yeah.
And then the soil goes
on top of that. Well, that is more, especially if there's a coffin burial there. They do coffin burials there, isn't it? Yeah, then if you're going to use the concrete slab, then you're not going to crush it then. But then it's up to the family to ask, well, you know what, I'm going to ask them tomorrow anyway. I'll phone up at the graveyard and see what the best way around that one is. And we'll let you know, inshallah, okay?
Last question. You know the gravestone, headstone, yeah? What's the ruling of that? Some people go
Okay, no, those ones that you go all out mad and build like he was this and he was that and, you know, all the kalmas and whatever. I never buy anyone headstone like that. Garden of Peace, simple. Name, date of birth, no, not date of birth, date of death, Islamic date, grave number. That's all you need to know. Because when you go there and you've forgotten where the grave is, now if I go to Tottenham Cemetery and I say, oh, go and visit my dad, oh, you wouldn't have a clue. You wouldn't know, you would know, oh, go to the left side and on the right and on the top and it's got a grave marker on it, you'll never find it. Because there's no one there to help you. Go to Garden of Peace, you just give a name and date of death, they'll find your grave straight away. Up there on the right-hand side, on the left. And it's perfectly marked. And that's from day one, they've done that. Go to any other cemetery, you're lost. You are completely lost, especially Montague Road. I'll go there so many times, I can't even find my grandmother. I know where my granny and my dad is, but with my other family members, you don't know. But then at the end of the day, I tell people, just go to the gate, make dua for everyone. That's the main issue you're at the graveyard for. Are we all done?
This is the last one, sorry.
Done?
I was going to say, is there a YouTube channel if I want to watch it from the beginning or anywhere?
The brothers are going to do it and then we'll put it up on YouTube and I'll give you my cards as well. If anyone wants to ask any questions, you will have my cards here anyway. And then we'll take it from there, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for all coming. Allah, please make it easy for all of us. And we'll see you again, inshallah, okay?